morning on this super windy Friday morning. I'm so excited to be here. Walking in or on a paved trail. And I think it has like the railroad grade where it's like it can only be plus or minus like 1 or something in elevation. So it's super flat, really easy to walk. And it's about 60 degrees out, but it is windy, so get this. Wind-blown hair. So today, I want to talk about branding. Hey, Pam. And I want to talk about how people think a brand is just a logo. By the way, can you hear me? Because it's so windy and this little microphone is supposed to be able to filter out the wind. So tell me how the sound quality is. Hey, Leilani. So excited that y'all are here. Oh, can I get him? Hawk. You see it? Yep. Love it. Love it. Okay, so we're talking about branding, but I want to hear, you can hear, okay, good. So today I got a comment in my post that is like so regulated in our brains that we tend to believe it. And I think her name was Lori. She just shared, and I'm so happy she did, because it's totally what I'm basing this whole chat about. But it is believing that the economy is bad. And we believe that because that's all we hear, right? So, first and foremost, it isn't true. I actually just heard, and I'm not like some sort of economist or something, right? And it's numbers, so whatever, but I actually heard that the economy is doing just fine. They just came out with a report. And so really and truly, it's like a doom and gloom, repetitive negative story that we are listening to, and we're wiring it into our brain. And so, like, I know tons of handmade business owners who are crushing it right now. Like, totally killing it in sales, right? And then there are some that are saying, oh, well, it's the economy. I'm really not selling much. The economy. Right? And so when I say let's talk about branding, branding is not just your logo. Your logo is how your customers are attracted to you visually. So branding then is all about your customer, right? Who's here? I see there's a few people here. Please say hello. I want to know that you are here to play full out, not to hide, to like claim who you really are, claim who you really wish your business was, right? That's what I want you to do. So I think my main message today is like, who are you attracting? Because ultimately, the people that you are attracting will either buy from you or not buy from you. Right? You hearing me? I'm still on. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? So who are you attracting? Are you attracting somebody who is worried about buying groceries, worried about paying their bills, worried about everything, worried about the economy, worried? Or are you attracting somebody that is abundant now, that doesn't worry, that does not go down the lack hole? Because that's two totally different customers. Two totally different customers. So like in my 5-day challenge that I'm doing next week, day 2 is branding. So some of you might be watching and saying like, how do I figure this out? I don't even know how to do this. What are you even talking about? I just set my stuff up in a store and, you know, nobody's buying my stuff. Or like a booth space at an event. I went to a local event last weekend, and I mean, just the lack mindset that I was witnessing between the vendors as they're just chatting, you know, like that is, excuse me, that is detracting from your customers even walking into your booth, right? But like it is a domino effect of negative, repetitive mindset. So I want you to think about who your dream customer is. Does your dream customer talk about not having enough money right now? Does your dream customer, do they tighten their purse strings because all they're hearing is that it's a bad economy? Or like, people right now are hoarding toilet paper because of the harbor strike or whatever that's called. Like, what? That is fear and lack, right? And so who are you targeting? And if you don't know what I mean by targeting, then you really should join this challenge next week, because you're going to learn a lot. But there's a lot that goes into branding, and it has nothing to do with your logo. Nothing at all. It has everything to do with who your customer is. And so what kind of customer do you want? Do you want somebody who is freely spending their money, super excited, super joyful all the time, comes to all your classes, comes to all your sales? Or do you want someone who can't do that? Does that make sense? Who's still here? Tell me if you are still here. I can't really see anything without my glasses on, so my reading glasses. But does that make sense? It's like I want you to dream in your heart of hearts about the business that you really, really, really want to have. It doesn't have to be something big and huge and, you know, all enveloping. It could just be like hobby money or part-time gig money or like passion project, right? But building that, because any of those, like we still call it hobby money, but hobby, you're still trying to sell stuff, right? It's like taking the time to educate yourself on how to attract your customer is like, it's huge, it's gold, it's the reason why you stay sustainable. So who are you attracting? Still here, okay. So who are you attracting? And it really, really takes diving into who your customer is to understand, well, where do they hang out? What do they like to do? What do they drive? What does their house look like? Right? There's so many other factors that go into that, but that's a really good start. How much money do they make? Did I already say that? That's huge too. Because if you're trying to attract somebody in struggle, guess what you're going to get back? Struggle. Right? If you are attracting somebody in full abundance and full joy, what are you going to get back? Full abundance, full joy. And that's a mindset for you. But like when you can sit and dream about what kind of business owner you want to be, I betcha you're not sitting and dreaming about, my customer can't afford my stuff if the economy is talked about in a bad way. Right? Or my customer lives in fear all the time. So that causes you to live in fear all the time. It's a total domino effect. It's crazy. It is crazy. And it literally is, it's your mindset. And mindset's such a buzzword, like mindset, schmindset, right? But it is true. And that's so funny because actually I got that from Royce because we were sitting and chatting and she said mindset, schmindset. And I laughed so hard because once you start digging into it, you see actual evidence that the way you change your thoughts changes your life, right? And your business, the way you look at things. So how are you looking at your customer? Are you looking at them as somebody who can't buy, who is in fear, who is in the lack hole? Or are you looking at them as pure potentiality, pure excitement, especially for the stuff that you make? Because you love to make your stuff, right? It makes you super happy. So are you attracting the customer that looks at it and goes, oh my God, this is cool, but I can make that. I'm not going to get that. I can make it. Is that who you're attracting? Or you are attracting somebody that goes, oh my God, this is so cool. It absolutely must be mine right now. And they buy it. Think about who you are attracting. That is your brand. So the 5-day challenge next week is going to dive into this on day 2. And you'll get some questions and exercises so that you can really begin to flesh this out. Who is my customer? And day 1, we're talking about identity. Because you want to know inside of yourself if you are in the lack hole. Because guess what? Your thoughts create your life. So if you are living in lack, you will attract lack. So diving into your identity, that's why I start there first. It's the most important thing. Who are you? Who are you as a business owner? And that is who your customer is attracted to. Right? So if you are living in lack, if you are, and listen, most of the time we don't even know we're doing it, right? But digging into that and seeing how you're acting all the time, it's on autopilot, right? Dr. Joe Dispenza says that your body actually takes over your brain because it's such a repetitive pattern. Your brain doesn't even need to think about it anymore. Your body just does it. Right? So like feelings of anxiety, getting stuck in the fight or flight. I almost stepped on a dragonfly there. Your body takes over. So when I say that we really don't even realize that we're either repeating the thought patterns or creating the actions, because we don't even have to think about it. They're so ingrained in our brain. It's nuts. So we start at identity. Who are you? Who are you? Then we go to branding. Who's your customer? Based on who you are. And if you embody that business owner's mind immediately, then you're attracting based on what you actually want. Does that make sense? So like, it's not fake it till you make it. It's just embodying what you want. Telling yourself 100% is possible 100% of the time. That's what it is. I'm going to turn. So, I got a bad angle. Maybe I'll switch to that hand. Look at my hair. Micaiah, how are you? I hope you're feeling better. Right, and Micaiah just said truth, because it is so true. You know, you can be sitting there looking at me like I'm crazy right now. Like, what do you mean the way I think attracts my customers? That doesn't make any sense. But when you start digging in, and when you start understanding the repetitive thought patterns that you have, and you start seeing that you're doing that, it's like an immediate catalyst for change. And like, you know, you can ignore it and you can continue to do the things that are keeping you in the lack hole, or you can change it. And when you start to see that change in yourself, you will begin to see evidence and more evidence and more evidence and more evidence of what I am talking about. And I can tell you this because it's me. I dive into, they call it like your shadow side. I dive into the things that are keeping me stuck, that, you know, kept me in massive imposter syndrome for years, that kept me letting myself be confused about where my path was and who my customer was, you know, and just like, excuse me, continuing to keep myself on that cycle of like the hamster wheel. Always looking for the next way. Who's doing what? Oh, I'm going to try that. Who's going to do this? Oh my God, I'm going to do that. Oh, she's making these. I better make these. Like, it's insane. It is insanity. When you just lock into who you are and who your customer is, and then the last two pillars are vision. That's how you help your customer, and visibility. It's how you're seen. When you lock into these four things, like, this is gold. This is the best. Yes, you do have to learn marketing. Yes, you do have to learn how to promote yourself. Big fuzzy caterpillar. You do need to invest in yourself. You do need to have a coach or somebody that keeps you accountable. You do. And if, like, you're saying to me right now, like, I can't invest in myself, I won't invest in myself, I do not have the money to invest in myself, guess where you're at? Lack mindset. Guess who you're attracting? Customers with lack mindset. Are you serious about making a life where you get to make your stuff, teach your classes, have the store, have the booth space, be at events, whatever it is, so that it could suck? Is that why you're doing this? So it can suck? And you can complain about nobody buying anything all the time? Because that's what I used to do. It's so easy to get stuck. Oh my God, it's like a cavalcade of bike riders. Everybody's nice and waving though. Good morning. And like, I think what makes me like a really effective teacher and a really effective coach is that I have done all of this. And I can see it in people. And I can gently let them know, like, oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear what you just said? Yep, that's it. One of the things keeping you stuck. Right, and Pam, that's here. She and I have walked through this together. And it's like the more you can start to notice your patterns, Pam would just laugh. She immediately gets it. She's like, oh, yep, I'm doing that. And so she changes it immediately. And yeah, it's, you know, I say changes immediately, but it's the awareness is what I'm talking about, the awareness. So I have this 5-day challenge next week. It's Monday through Friday. We're going to do 11 a.m. Central on Zoom. You will, when you sign up, you'll get the Zoom link on Sunday. And then We're going to go through these things. Identity, branding, vision, and visibility. And at the end of the 5 days, you should have a really, really good understanding of how to build the unbreakable business that you want. And it is not just based on social media. We have to get that out of our heads. Yes, our customers are on social media. Yes, we need to be here. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. But where else are you being seen? How else are you communicating and connecting with them? That is branding. And it's exciting. It's super exciting. So I know that we let ourselves sit in confusion. I know we do that. But when you step out of that and you align with your purpose, right? And if creating gives us so much joy, that is purpose. So when you are aligned with that, it's easier to make a plan as to how you're going to move forward. And then you can take that information and go, okay, this is what I want. Now, who is my customer? And then you can totally dive into that. And then you create your whole brand. Sorry, scam likely. Forgot to turn off my notifications. Totally just lost my train of thought. Oh, I know. I had to just give it a second. It's not just about attracting a customer, but it's cultivating an incredible relationship. That is branding. It is not, okay, I made a logo, or I paid someone to make me a logo, without diving into who your customer really is. Don't shell out money to someone to pay you, to make a logo for you that you don't even know, ultimately, if your customer is even attracted to that. That's like the most important thing. So, anybody out there? Is anybody out there? It's a Pink Floyd song. So that's what I have to say. You can sign up for my Build an Unbreakable Business in 5 Days challenge. It's a big tongue twister there. There is a link in the comments. Thanks, Pam. And come and hang out. It is 5 days. Yes, it is. Are you serious about your business and you really, really, really want to make this work? Sign up for the challenge. It's $10, and I'm doing that so you have paid for it. It is worth way more than $10, but I'm doing that so that you will take it at least a little bit more seriously. Show up. You don't have to be on live. You will get a link to the replay, but even if you're not on live, if you're just there to be a lurker, if you're just there to go, I'm just going to see. If you're there to go, yeah, I heard all this information already. I'm not interested in that. I am interested in you being open to learning something that could potentially change your life and your business. That's what I'm interested in. That's what I'm interested in co-creating and building. And so sign up for the challenge. We start on Monday. I will see you in Zoom. I will ask that you have your camera on so that you are there. Who do you want to be? You want to be someone that hides? Because then your customers are never going to find you. Or do you want to be someone who is embodied into what they actually are dreaming about, but won't let themselves have, right? That was me. So I trust I'll see you there, and I hope you have an incredible rest of your Friday. We'll see you soon.